Have you ever visited those YouTube channels in which they have amazing videos with text layers and text effects, and you have wondered how are these people doing it? Maybe they are using some professional video editing tools such as Premiere Pro or DaVinci Resolve, and it is going to take hundreds of hours for you to actually master these softwares in order to do what these people do on their channel. But let me tell you one thing, that's not true. You can easily add text layers and callouts to your videos using an amazing software called Camtasia. In this tutorial video, I'm going to show you how you can also replicate those text effects on your videos and create a professional looking video without breaking a sweat. Hi guys, my name is Mithun and I'm going to show you how to make your videos look professional with text layers using a software called Camtasia. Without wasting any more time, let's get started. Text layers have always been helpful for a video content creator because they help a video content creator to explain a few complicated things mentioned in a video in a better light. For example, let's say that you had mentioned a very complicated process in your video, but you don't know if your viewers will be able to gauge the information mentioned. So what you do is you actually highlight that information as a caption or as a hard-coded text layer on your video. There are many platforms that you can use to do that. I strongly use and recommend PepoCloud for this because most of my videos are actually screen recordings and team meeting recordings, which I have to share after the meeting is concluded. And PepoCloud is the best and most affordable premium cloud-based screen recording application that I use on a daily basis. On top of that, there are so many editing tools that you can use to edit and finish up your video recordings that it actually doesn't make any sense to spend money on any software such as Camtasia or Adobe Premiere or DaVinci Resolve. The reason why I'm using Camtasia to add text layers to my video is simple. Camtasia is not just a video recording software, it also comes with a basic video editing software called Camtasia Studio. I can recommend Camtasia Studio with closed eyes, the simplest video editing software there exists. All you have to do is load your video clips onto the Camtasia editor and start editing the video without breaking a sweat. All the settings are readily available. You don't have to modify anything. You don't have to go into minor details in order to make it look really good. All you have to do is install Camtasia and get started with the software right away. On top of that, if you compare the learning curve of Camtasia, Adobe Premiere Pro and DaVinci Resolve, you would see that Camtasia requires just a few hours of practice for you to get really fluent and really good with it. 5 to 6 months for you to practice on Adobe Premiere Pro to call yourself a basic video editor. And similarly on DaVinci Resolve, it is a bit more complicated when you try to add a transition and text layers because there is a different type of mechanism that goes behind the scene, and you will have to manually configure everything in order for everything to work seamlessly. And for that reason, I recommend Camtasia. And in this tutorial, I'm going to use Camtasia to demonstrate what I'm trying to tell you. Now, let's get started with the tutorial and show you how you can add different type of texts using callouts in Camtasia Studio within 5 minutes. In order to add text over your video in Camtasia, all you have to do is head over to your Camtasia Recorder Studio and select the clip that you want to add text to and go to this annotation menu. In that annotation menu, there are various options available for you. If you want to add a rectangle with just a white background and a drop shadow with border, you can drag that to the video, or you can also add just a text without any border or anything. All you have to do is drag it to the screen and you will have a text on the video. Now let me show you how to actually customize this piece of text because it looks a bit odd and I wouldn't recommend you to use it on your video if possible. In order to edit this video, all you have to do is either click on this resize dot that appears at the border of this selection and bring it in or expand it if you want to increase the size of the text. I am not trying to increase the size of the text. I'm just trying to reduce it. So I've just brought the border in and it reduces the size of the text automatically. I'm now going to change the content of the callout box to whatever I want. Let's say box. As you can see that as soon as I typed in my custom text, it actually shrink the entire box a bit, and the reason is simple. Whatever size of the box you select, that will be the size the text will contain itself in. If you type in too many words in, it will actually shrink the font size of the text in order to fit them in that particular box area. So I'm going to change the text now. I'm going to change the font to something different. Let's say Oswald. And I'm going to also change the size a bit and make it a bit more wide. I'm also going to change the font color by clicking on the font color option and then selecting the font color that I need. And then I'm going to leave it as is. Again, you can add as many text boxes and as many callout boxes on your video. There is no limitation to it. So this is a transparent callout box without any background or any border. What if you want to add a speech bubble in your video? All you have to do is drag the speech bubble on top of your video wherever you want and just edit the options. As you can see that on the right hand side corner, there is a properties panel appearing. In this property panel, you can actually edit the complete look and feel of the speech bubble. Let's say that I want to actually scale it or downscale it. I can do that from here. I'm just going to give it this particular space in the screen. And then there is an opacity option that you can use to bring down the opacity of the same. There is also rotation options available that you can use. I'm not going to use it because I don't want to rotate it. But if you want to rotate it in the X or Y axis, you can do that. It's totally up to you. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to rotate it a bit in the Z axis, and that's pretty much it. Now, the position also can be modified from this particular panel. I'm happy with where I have actually placed this callout box, so I'm going to leave all the options as is. Now, next is the drop shadow option. I hate drop shadow on any platform, so I'm going to just disable it completely. So that it gives out a flat look and feel. That's the look I want in terms of the box and its special effects in the background. Now let's move on to the font. By default, current version of my Camtasia always selects the Montserrat font, and I don't like that font that much, so I'm gonna select a different one. Let's say Leto Black. Leto Black is actually a bit more bold and easy to find on the screen. So I'm going to select that, and I'm going to leave all the other settings as is. You can actually tweak the font size and font color easily. Now let's go to the last setting, that is the speech bubble setting. This is where you can actually change the color of the speech bubble, and you can change it to whatever you want depending on the theme of your video. You can change it, and you can also bring down the opacity of this particular callout. And if you bring down the opacity of this callout, it will not actually reduce the opacity of the text, and that's the special thing about it. You can also bring down the thickness of the border, since it does not have any border, so you don't have to actually deal with that. On top of that, even in this panel, you can also switch from different shapes to different ones. Let's say in the beginning I had this particular callout design. I can actually change that to whatever callout design that I need by selecting the options from this drop down menu. As you can see, you can select pretty much anything that you want and edit it as per your needs. Once the editing is completed, in order to export this video, all you have to do is click on this share button and click on this local file option. The local file option will open up the production wizard of Camtasia Studio, and all you have to do is select your desired option. I'm going to keep it at MP4 only up to 1080p resolution because it loads the full resolution of my screen, and keep all the other settings as is, and then click on the next button. So I'm not going to edit anything else, and I'm going to finish it and click on yes. So the rendering will complete itself, and after that your video will be ready to view. If this video helped you in any way, please click the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and leave a comment if you have any doubts regarding the same. I will see you in my next video. Till then, take care and goodbye.